Welcome back. In the second lesson, we will briefly examine what the European Union is, dive into some interesting facts about the European Union, and finally see how it has changed and evolved over the years. To begin with, even though one can refer to the European Union as an organization, it is a bit more complex than this. The European Union is neither an international organization nor an intergovernmental organization in the strict sense. The unique nature of the European Union is that it is not an organization per se, but rather a set of institutions, agencies, and bodies working towards the same goals and under the same flag. Its uniqueness derives from the specific conditions under which it developed and from the objectives and ideals of its founding members. The European project, since we have already seen, was born from the ashes of the Second World War, aimed in the first place to ensure peace by putting the means to produce weapons of war, coal and steel, under common responsibility. Over the decades, the member countries agreed to cooperate and pool resources and sovereignty to solve problems that would benefit from a common solution. This trend is still valid today if we think about issues such as climate change, international trade, and our digital society. In more concrete terms, the European Union is a unique economic and political union between 27 countries with a total population of approximately 447 million people. Over the course of more than 60 years, the European Union has helped raise living standards, launch common projects like the euro and the single market, and work together on big issues like climate change, COVID-19, and the digital society. Because the European Union is home to around 447 million people, it is one of the most culturally diverse regions in the world. The European Union's diversity can be seen in several different ways, including its linguistic, ethnic, religious, and socioeconomic diversity. The languages spoken in the EU countries are an essential part of its cultural heritage. This is why the EU supports multilingualism in its programs and in the work of its institutions. Multilingualism has been a key feature of the European Union since its beginning. The European Union works in 24 official languages. The rules on the use of languages by the EU institutions are laid down in Regulation Number 1, which states that the institutions have 24 official and working languages. Meetings of the European Council and the Council of the European Union are interpreted into all official languages. Members of the European Parliament have the right to use any official language when speaking in Parliament. European citizens have the right to be informed about the Union's activities and to contact and get answers from the EU institutions in any official language. In addition, legal acts and their summaries are made available in all official EU languages. The EU official alphabets are Latin, Cyrillic, and Greek. We Europeans share not only a continent, but also a common history. New ways of living, thinking, and believing have always spread throughout Europe. They have shaped the way we feel and behave to this day. Ancient Greece and Rome, for example, have strongly influenced European culture. For instance, take a look at the Church of Madeleine in Paris, inspired by a Roman temple, designed as a temple to the glory of Napoleon's army, seen here from the Place de la Concorde, where the guillotine was erected during the French Revolution. What are the European Union symbols? The first one is the Ode to Joy. Created in Austria, it is now the European Union's anthem. The Ode to Joy comes from the Ninth Symphony composed in 1823 by Ludwig van Beethoven. The anthem symbolizes not just the European Union but also Europe in a wider sense. The poem Ode to Joy expresses Schiller's idealistic vision of the human race becoming brothers. It was adopted as European Union's anthem in 1985. The second symbol is the European Union flag. Could you count the number of the stars on the European Union flag? Well, the European Union flag features a circle of 12 gold stars on a blue-black background. They stand for the ideals of unity, solidarity, and harmony among the peoples of Europe. The number of stars has nothing to do with the number of member countries, though the circle is a symbol of unity. The flag was created and adopted by the Council of Europe in 1955. It became the official flag of the European Union in 1985. 3. What is the Europe's Day? Europe's Day is held on the 9th of May every year to celebrate peace and unity in Europe. The date marks the anniversary of the historic Schuman Declaration, which set out a new form of political cooperation in Europe. In the accompanying speech, he proposed joint control of coal and steel production, the most important materials for the armaments industry. The basic idea was that those without control over coal and steel production would not be able to fight a war. 4. What is the European Union's motto? The European Union's motto is United in Diversity. It signifies how Europeans have come together to work for peace and prosperity, while at the same time being enriched by the continent's many different cultures, traditions, and languages. 5. What is the European Union official currency? The euro is the official currency in 20 of the 27 European member countries. It is the proof in your pocket of European countries working together. The launch of euro notes and coins in 2002 was one of Europe's biggest ever logistical operations. Unfortunately, the history of Europe is not only made up of great achievements, of which we can be proud. Throughout history, European nations have fought terrible wars against each other. In the 20th century, 2 wars that started on this continent spread and involved countries all over the world. At the end of the Second World War, people in Europe asked themselves, can anything be done to prevent these terrible things from happening again? Will Europeans ever learn to work together instead of fighting each other? The answers have been given through the foundation of the European Union. In fact, if you want to prevent war, you have to work together. A first step is to jointly control the things needed for war, steel for weapons and energy for factories and transport. Here are some of the most important milestones of the European integration process. Each of them will be addressed further on in this course, but it is worthwhile to fix these key moments at this point before we start talking about the first step of the European history. In 1951, the first step has been made. 6 European countries, Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands, agreed to unite their coal and steel industries. They set up the European Coal and Steel Community. In 1957, the 6 countries got on so well that they decided to go a step further and to set up the European Economic Community by signing the second fundamental act of the European integration, the Treaty of Rome. The main idea was to create a common market. That means getting rid of all national obstacles to free trade, such as border checks and custom duties, as if Europe were one country. In 1973, Denmark, Ireland, and the United Kingdom joined the community. As we know, the United Kingdom left the European Union in 2020. In 1981, the accession of Greece helped to consolidate its democracy. With the accession of Spain and Portugal in 1986, the European Union, still called the European Community, expanded southwards. In 1995, Austria, Finland, and Sweden joined the European Union. The 2004 enlargement reunited the continent after the fall of the Berlin Wall and the collapse of the Soviet Union. 10 countries joined the European Union on the 1st of May 2004: Czech Republic, Estonia, Cyprus, Latvia, Lithuania, Hungary, Malta, Poland, Slovenia, and Slovakia. Respecting the rule of law, a functioning market economy, and the respect of democratic principles were among the criteria to join. Over the years, more and more countries joined the European Economic Community. They started working together in many more areas, for example, to protect the environment and to build better roads and railways across Europe. That's why the European Economic Community decided to change its name to the European Union. Indeed, the Treaty on the European Union, commonly known as the Maastricht Treaty, is the founding treaty of the European Union. Concluded in 1992 between the then 12 member states of the European Communities, it heralded a new stage in the process of European integration, particularly in the provisions for a shared European citizenship, the eventual introduction of a single currency, and, with less precision, for common foreign and security policies. In 2007, Bulgaria and Romania became member states. In 2013, Croatia became the latest country to join the Union. How does the European Union enlargement work? Any European country can apply for membership if it respects the European Union's democratic values and it is committed to promoting them. Countries that want to become part of the European Union have to meet strict European membership conditions and enter into formal membership negotiations. The formal membership negotiations involve the adoption of established EU law, preparations to be ready to apply and enforce it, and implementation of judicial, administrative, economic, and other reforms needed to meet the conditions for joining, known as accession criteria. The membership criteria, known as the Copenhagen criteria, cover areas such as the democratic institutional framework, the rule of law, human rights and respect for and protection of minorities, a functioning market economy and the capacity to cope with competition and market forces in the European Union, the ability to take on and effectively implement the obligations of European membership, including adhering to the aims of political, economic, and monetary union. Currently, the following countries are candidates: Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Moldova, the Republic of North Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, Turkey, and Ukraine. In summary, let's see the European Union history key points. The European Union has dealt with several challenges throughout the years. Let us now look at the most significant challenges that the European Union has navigated throughout the decades. In 1951, the European Coal and Steel Community comes into being. The 6 countries are Belgium, Germany, France, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. Later, in 1957, the 6 countries will go on to create the European Community with the signing of the Treaty of Rome. Denmark, Ireland, and the United Kingdom joined the European Communities on the 1st of January 1973, raising the number of member countries to 9. In the 1980s, the foundations are laid for three of the Union's greatest achievements: the free movement of people with the Schengen Agreement, the creation of a single market, and the rise of the European Union. People are concerned about how to protect the environment and also how Europeans can cooperate on security and defense matters. In 1992, the European Economic Community decided to change its name to the European Union. The Treaty on European Union, commonly known as the Maastricht Treaty, founded the European Union. The Maastricht Treaty was concluded between the 12 member states of the European Communities and created a new real stage in the process of European integration. In this regard, it created European citizenship that we'll discuss later, the idea of a single currency and the necessity of a common foreign and security policies. Starting from 2002, the idea expressed in the Treaty of Maastricht became reality. Euro is the currency for many Europeans. EU countries began to work more closely together to fight crime. A financial crisis hits the global economy, and the Treaty of Lisbon, signed in 2009, provides the EU with modern institutions and more efficient working methods. From 2010 to 2019, the global economic crisis strikes hard in Europe. In 2012, the European Union is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Unrest and wars in various countries led many people to flee their homes and seek refuge in Europe. The European Union is faced with the challenge of how to take care of them while safeguarding their welfare and respecting their human rights. Climate change is at the top of the agenda, and leaders agree to reduce harmful emissions. Croatia becomes the 28th member of the European Union in 2013. But in a referendum in 2016, the United Kingdom votes to leave the European Union. From 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic triggers a major public health emergency and economic slowdown. The European Union and its member countries work together to support healthcare systems, contain the spread of the virus, and secure vaccines for people in the EU and beyond. EU leaders agreed the largest stimulus package ever financed from the EU budget, with a focus on a green and digital recovery as the European Union works towards climate neutrality by 2050. On the 21st of January 2020, United Kingdom leaves the EU. Notably, the United Kingdom leaves the European Union after 47 years of membership, opening a new chapter in its relationship with the European Union. In April 2021, there is a launch of the Conference on the Future of Europe. The European Union launches the year-long Conference on the Future of Europe. This conference offers EU citizens a unique opportunity to have their say and help shape the European Union's future. In February 2022, Russia invades Ukraine. The European Union and its international partners firmly condemn Russia's unjustified and unprovoked war of aggression. The European Union adopts a series of hard-hitting sanctions against Russia and provides financial, humanitarian, military, and other assistance to Ukraine. Thank you for your kind attention.